Hello, Bots and Books fans. This is Scorp1701, and tonight I am very delighted to bring to you a blast from the past, going back to 1984. These are the Ghostbusters that I had when I was just a wee little kid, and Hasbro has decided to re-release them. So it's like they're brand new again, and these things are a Walmart exclusive. They're on the shelves now for a whopping $14.95 roughly, and if you can find them, you have to pick these guys up because these are great little figures. And we're going to be reviewing them tonight, and we're going to do all four of them, because they're small and they're simple and all the articulation's the same. So it's basically you do one, you've done them all, okay? And we'll take a quick look at the packages, and wow, these things bring back so many memories from when I was a kid. Oh my goodness, I am so happy to have these. But anyway, let's get started, and we'll take a quick look at the packages. And first up, we have the leader of the group, Peter. And these are not exact replicas of the original packaging, but they're very close. It looks like they are like digitally scanned from the original, but they still don't have everything that the originals had. So if you do a little closer look, you can tell if it's a reissue or the original. So be careful if you try to buy the originals and you get these. But anyway, taking a look at the package, you see who you're going to call at the top, the real Ghostbusters symbol there, Peter Venkman, with Grabber Ghost, the little blue ghost there. It says, "I ain't afraid no ghost." See Peter there, Action Zapping Ray with Neutrona Blaster and Proton Pack accessories. Alright, see Peter there, zapping that little ghost, and ages 4+ on the top. And on the back of the box, now all the back of the boxes are the same, so we're just going to look at this one and be done with it. Okay, so again, you have all four of the guys there, each of them came with their ghosts. You have Stay Puft, you have Slimer, which is actually called the Green Ghost. I don't know why they called him the Green Ghost instead of Slimer, but hey. And then you have a little product detail of the Proton Pack. You have Peter holding the whatever they called it, the neutron plasma thrower or whatever, and then you can see it has a little action shot of how it, when you twist the handle, it moves. So now on the original box also, there was a little blonde-haired kid sitting right here, and he was shining this little projector thing on the wall. It had Stay Puft or something. Back in the day, they had these little things that you could put, sort of like a Viewmaster, but it was like a projector, so it had all sorts of different characters and shows and stuff you could put in there. But it had a Ghostbuster one, and that was right here. But if it's not there, obviously this is the reissue. And here you have the Hasbro mark. So, wow, this is cool. But anyway, this is Peter in the package, and let's move on to another one. And next up we have Egon, and he comes with the Gulper Ghost, a little yellow thing. I think you could use to stick that on Egon's head and go, and his Proton pack is blue, but it has a red stream, unlike Peter's, which was green. And you can see a picture of him up there zapping his ghost, so that's pretty neat. So moving on. And next up we have Ray's package, and he comes with the Rapper Ghost, the little purple thing, and you can see him up there shooting it, and his orange proton stream, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. Very nice indeed. Moving on to the last one. And finally we have Winston Zeddemore and Chomper Ghost. Yay! Actually, interesting thing about Winston's package is if we take a closer look, we can see that his name, Winston Zeddemore, with the E, is actually how it's spelled proper. But on the original, it didn't have that middle E. It just said Z more, and they left the E out. So there is another indication on if you have a reissue or an original. Okay, these guys are cool in the package, but no one wants to see them in the package. I know I don't. So let's get them out here and see how many ghosts they can bust. And here the guys are out of the package, and they stand roughly about 5 inches tall. Some are a little higher, some are a little shorter. I think Egon's the tallest, and I'd have to say either Peter or Ray come in the smallest. I think it's Ray. But anyway, these guys look great, and I love them. The ghosts that they come with, I think, are a little darker than the original ones back in 1984. But that's another thing I'm not really sure on, but if it is, and they are darker, it's another distinguishable feature of the ones that you are seeing. Please forgive me if you hear kittens in the background. I have my cat had some, and she's hiding them in my closet, and that's where they are. So please ignore the squeaks in the background. Pay no attention. But anyway, so what we'll do is we'll take a look at them one at a time real quick and compare them with the originals that I have and see if we can find any differences. Okay, let's go. And here we have the two Peters, the new one here to your left and the original to your right. I don't have but the new Ghost, so we could take a quick look at them before we move on. And this guy, little grabber ghost, has his hands up, grab. There's not much to him. He's just a blue molded guy. The sculpt has some like little spikes on the back and a little dinosaur tail, and his mouth is open. It's like so they get a little closer to the camera there. Yeah, there he is. But anyway, he's fun to catch and zap with your Proton pack. And looking at these two guys a little closer, you can see they're the exact same mold and sculpt. The colors are slightly different. You can see on the new one, his skin tone is a little lighter. His eyes are really dark green. These are a little paler green, light skin. Of course, it could be due to age and all. So, but other than that, everything else is pretty much the same. He feels a little softer and more rubbery than the original. So, but other than that, the colors, to the naked eye, there's really not much difference. On the Peters, on the new Peter, his eyes got a little bit off track. You can see that the green goes just a little bit above the eye, so that's kind of annoying. But what are you gonna do? On the back of the figures, you can see they have the same kind of point to put on their Proton packs, and I'll get to that in just a second. This is like a more octagon shape, and this is just basically a round hole. The original has some markings on his back, 1984 Columbia Pictures, and this guy has no writing on his back, but his writing is on his shoes down here, and it says, you know, a bunch of numbers there, China, and then the copyright is over here. It says trademark 2020, all rights reserved. What is that? I'm not sure. CPT, I think. I don't know what that means, but anyway, Columbia Pictures, maybe maybe it's still the same thing, I don't know. So that is them. And looking at the Proton packs, and these are all going to be the same, the Proton packs. They got the same mold here. The one on the left is a little, it feels like thinner, and you know, it's the new one. It's the new mold, so they got different plastics as opposed to this one. The little difference here is on the original Proton packs, you can see that these hose leading down to the street, proton thrower is connected out of the bottom. On the new ones, they come out of the middle of the pack there. So that's an interesting thing to note. Also, the way that they insert onto the Ghostbuster, this is just a straight tab now, and this had like little latchy marks, but you can see over time the marks, the pack actually had some damage or some wear to it, and you had some stress marks there. So anyway, that is the differences in the Proton packs. So we take this guy, and it just slides right in there, and he has it on his back. So yay, he's ready to bust some ghost. All right, and this guy, same thing, and it would just pop into the back there. You can hear it clip in there. So yeah, and this one is actually broken, so I'm very glad to get a new one. So I might be able to interchange. I don't know. Let's try interchanging these. Can the old Peter wear the new Proton pack? Because that would be good to do. And nope, the new Proton packs will not go into the old slots because they are not big enough. The tab on the back is not big enough. So yeah, so much for that. So I'm going to need a new one of these, or just put the new Peter in my collection. Anyway, that's cool. Alrighty. I guess, turn that off. That's a little too much exposure. The Proton pack here, like the original, what you do is you could take the pack off here, but again, doing that, still you get a little bit of stress marks on the hook. So I don't know if I like that, but then again, that was the feature, and that's how it went with the originals. And that's, you slide this here, and then he can grab the edge there, and so there he is. And then you actually turn this little thing, and there's him zapping ghosts. That's pretty neat. Okay, put that there. Put that back on. And as for our articulation, these are all pretty basic figures. Head goes 360 degrees. Arm can go 360 degrees. Leg can go up to that point. And then back, not much. Actually, none at all. And it's not the pack that's hindering it. It's just that the butt does not allow the foot to go back. And there's nothing there's no wrist, and there's no foot, and there's no waist. So that is just it. Just 5 little points of articulation. So, yee. All right, and that is Peter and Peter. Woo! And here we have the Egons, and they look similar. Again, paint on the new one is a little different in the face. It's a little more flesh-toned. The costume is pretty much the same, though. And the hair looks to the naked eye about the same. So, interesting thing to note about these two is that this is the original Egon, and you can see he's got some scuff marks on him, but his Proton pack was the redesigned to match the new edition. So this is one of the second run series of the original 1984 ones. So yeah, that's pretty neat. I almost forgot the ghost. Let's see. Oh, stand up, Egon. Okay. Oh, out of focus. Okay, focus. Okay, so one of the things about this ghost I really liked, this was the Gulper ghost. You could think is you could put it on Egon's head, so it was like I don't know if that was meant to do that or if it was supposed to do that, but I always did that because I thought that was funny. Yeah, anyway. Another difference between these two is the Proton streams. The new one has a very lighter red, and the original one's darker red. You might see that. I don't know if it's coming up on camera very well. But anyway, those are your Egons. Egon! And here we have the Rays, and Ray comes with the Rapper Ghost, the little purple monster here. It has big teeth and little eyes and translucent purple, and he has tail. It can come undone, and you could wrap the Ghostbusters in it, wrap it around their neck. So that's pretty scary, I guess, if you want to say the little creature is scary. Alright, so that is the Rapper Ghost. Taking a look at Ray's himself. My Ray, original Ray here, he's seen better days. His Proton pack doesn't really want to stay on, and it's wobbly. It has a lot of wear, and you could see his, well, if you get close to the camera, you can see Ray's face is all dirty. He's missing some paint on his head, and so yeah, that's needing an update, which brings us to this guy. And this guy is really nice. Same colors. His face a little more flesh tony, and his eyes a little lighter. So everything about these new ones is lighter, like the streams and the colors. So that is your Ray. Very nice, Ray. Very nice. Alright, moving on. And here are the Winstons with their little Chomper Ghost. So take a quick look at him. I don't know why you'd call him Chomper. I mean, I guess he does have a big mouth, but I would think a Chomper would have like bigger teeth and such, but he's got a big nose. I'd call him like Nosy Ghost or something. But, you know, I don't make up the names. I just review them. So there is Chomper Ghost. Now, taking a look at the Winstons, they are sitting here. Same thing. Again, lighter colors over here, a little darker here, with everything. And as you can see, this is a really old guy. He's got a lot of paint marks on him. So, yeah, difference there and there. So there you have Winston. So I don't know. Is he gonna do a better job with his face? I don't know. But anyway, moving on. And for comparison, here is the original Stay Puft. The new one I have not got yet. I don't think it's out. And here is the original Slimer. So yay! There. Obviously, Slimer is way too big, and Stay Puft is way too small. But, you know, that's what we had when we were kids and growing up. So, beggars can't be choosers, but we appreciated it and we liked it. Alright, one more comparison. And here they are with the Diamond Select Ghostbusters from last year. I think they've come a long way from the original molds you see in the front row to the new advanced molds in the back row. Yeah, I love both sets of these guys. They are awesome. And this has been the Hasbro / Kenner 1984 The Real Ghostbusters reissues. And overall, I'm very happy with these guys. They are the exact same, well, slightly different. The Proton packs design to peg straight into the back without the little clip function is good. The storage for the Proton thrower is still the same, and it still has the possibility of breaking, so be very careful. If you try to put those on and take them off, you may get a lot of stretch marks from the plastic. And if you can find these guys, I'd recommend picking them up. It makes me feel like a kid again playing with these guys, and I'm sure it would you too. So that's pretty much it for the review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And till next time, I'll see you later.